Back at Hermiston High School on the Sway Motors pregame show, we take a look through the Dan's West Coast Auto Glass scoreboard. JV winners 59-46 over Cleveland in about 15 minutes ago. Blake Davis with 44 points. The sophomore who swings up to the varsity level. Maybe see a few moments from him tonight. Hermiston trying to make it 4 wins in a row. They'll go to Walla Walla tomorrow. Saturday they go to Lewiston. For Cleveland, they started out the season with a loss to Beaverton, 51-50, 61-56. Beat Forest Grove 67-49, and then lost at Westview last time out 51-42. They will on Thursday host Franklin. It is their first game in Portland Interscholastic League play. And then they won't play again until in PIL play until January 2nd. They will on the 19th through 22nd play in the 4-day Capital City Classic at Willamette University. So Cleveland is trying to get back to 500. Hermiston is trying to win their 4th straight here early on in the season. And we will have your starting lineups and tip-off coming up. 2 minutes and we're back with more of the Sway Motors pregame show on AM 1360 KOHU. Thank you. Eric Olson and Sonny Levy with you on AM 1360 KOHU, the Sway Motors pregame show. It's time for the starting lineups here as Hermiston gets set to take on the Cleveland Warriors. First-year head coach, in fact, a brand new staff for the Cleveland Warriors. Assistant Jasmine Foster out running the team through their final paces. Freddie Jackson and Nicholas Green also assist. Dondrell Campbell, the first-year head coach of Cleveland, whose team is 1-2. They average 55 points per game. They give up 53.7 points per game. The starters, a senior who stands 6 feet tall, Mo Salah. Another 6 foot tall junior this time, John Joseph. 6'4 senior, Sethon Moore. 6'3 junior, Joey Roderick. And 6'5 senior, Josh Sanders. The Cleveland Warriors in a green top with green shorts. It's actually green numerals with a yellow trim. All green and yellow for Cleveland. Has a little bit of a ducky look to it from a distance. So Salah, Joseph, Moore, Roderick, and Sanders for Dondrell Campbell. And for the Hermiston Bulldogs and head coach Casey Arstein, it will be the 6'2 junior Ryan Andreessen on one wing, a 6 foot senior Patrick Wicks on the other. Inside, the 6 foot junior Adrian Mendez, the 6'1 sharpshooting junior Cesar Ortiz, and rounding out the lineup, the 5'11 junior Jordan Ramirez. Casey Arstein is the head coach. Kevin Moore is the assistant. Riley Smith and Taylor Smith and Ricardo Sotelo also on the bench for Arstein. The principal's Tom Spoo, the superintendent's Tricia Mooney, the athletic director is Larry Usher, the trainer is Dan Emery, and as ever, the assistant to Larry Usher, and one of the most important people in Hermiston's program is Lindy Thompson, who will be passing along girls' scores like the JV win, 37-28. Anthem time. We'll take our final break on the Sway Motors pregame show. We're back in 2 minutes on AM 1360 KOHU. The national anthem complete here at Hermiston High School, and on our Sway Motors pregame show, we get you one final segment from the Old West Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. Sonny, the Bulldogs have won 3 in a row. As you've seen them win these last few games, what has stood out for you?
Just their quickness. I mean, we knew they were going to be a little bit quick, but this team seems to, be able to go ahead and harness the quickness, especially on defense when it matters the most, to be able to go ahead and get that good defensive pressure and transition into points on the other end. The other thing is after seeing them the first game, turnovers. They take care of the ball very, very well.
Jordan Ramirez is the guy who does that, the starting point guard as a junior, was a starting point guard as a sophomore as well. He's also the top man-to-man defender for this team, and so he plays this incredibly important role on both sides of the gym. And the reality is he just doesn't jump out at you at a scorebook very often because his job isn't to put points on the board. He's got scores in Andreessen and Ortiz, and once Andrew James is healthy, Andrew as well, their job's to put the points on the board. His job's to protect the ball, make sure they get themselves in positions to put points on the board.
Yeah, the one thing that they've been doing, even more so than Cesar Ortiz, we've had very good outside shooting by Wicks, by Andreessen, and just doing a great job of really getting a good push up the court for the kick-out long 3.
They drop the lights here at Hermiston High School's purple gym. The cheerleaders doing stunts across the way in front of the fans. The student section is filling up, although tisk for a Tuesday night game. It is not even quite half full yet. The girls on the road at Cleveland, the boys hosting Cleveland, and the tip-off is coming up in 1 more minute on AM 1360 KOHU. This one was a 1 minute break. I have to have it right after this 30 seconds. The Cleveland Warriors attacking right to left win the tip-off, and we are within the opening 20 seconds of the contest. Mo Salah throws it inside and down onto the post. Athon Moore loses the handle. Jump ball tied up by Patrick Wicks, who gets down onto the hardwood to force the tie-up and give Hermiston the possession with the alternating possession arrow. Salah, Joseph, Moore, Roderick, and Sanders in the all-green uniforms with yellow numerals, lettering, and trim. In Hermiston, all-white uniforms, purple numerals and lettering trimmed in yellow. Andreessen over the near side for Wicks. Wicks will give it to the top of the key for Ortiz. A head fake and a walk. And a traveling violation will be the first turnover of the game for Hermiston. And we're 41 seconds in and looking for our first score of the game.
Eric, and that should have been a spot-up shot right for Ortiz to start the game off. He was wide open. He should have taken the shot.
Joseph out on the right wing in front of the standing student section and a dozen cheerleaders. Salah down the lane. Righty floater goes, and Salah puts the Cleveland Warriors on the board with the first points of the game, just over a minute into the contest. Ramirez will bring it into the front court and give to Ortiz between the circles. Near side to Wicks and back to Andreessen up top. Coming to his right, guarded by Salah. Throws far sideline to Ortiz. Stepping out on him is Roderick. They're trying to use the 6'3" junior to put some length out on Ortiz, the shooter. Andreessen will drive right side, off back iron. Andreessen pokes it out into the court. It's out of bounds. Cleveland ball. 2-0 for the Warriors. 6:33 on the clock in the opening quarter. And the Warriors, as I said, attacking right to left across the radio dial. Out of the far side, Joseph will pull up his dribble. The junior point guard guarded by Wicks. Coming around a high pick from Sanders, spins into the lane. Poke from behind by Mendez. Picked up by Cleveland, down on the left block, and a finish for Roderick. 4-0 for Cleveland as they were able to execute in the half court. Almost a 40-second possession. 6:05 left in the first quarter. Hermiston down by 2 scores. Near side, Andreessen will try a 3. Hit it off the back iron and in. And Hermiston opens up their scoring account with a 3-pointer from Ryan Andreessen, the junior sharpshooter. Joseph brings it on the far sideline, circles up top, loses the handle. Wicks dives for it. Joseph gets it. Tipped by Mendez, far sideline. Mendez has it, bounces it up court to Wicks. It's behind him and picked off by Salah. Salah splits 2 defenders down the middle of the floor, leaves it on the left block. Roderick flips it up and in. And now Roderick's got 4. Cleveland's lead is 6-3. 5:25 of the clock in the first quarter. Ramirez into the front court, gives to Ortiz at the top of the key. Looking to his right, now he'll dribble left around Sanders, tripped as he goes into the lane. And the first foul of the game is going to go against Josh Sanders, the 6'5" senior post for Cleveland. And give Hermiston a baseline inbound. It will be Ortiz to put it in play with a basket to his left as he looks up. Ortiz lobs it to the top of the key. Ramirez catches it there. Gets around his defender. The foul is called as Salah grabbed him on the arm. The second foul on Cleveland and the first on Mo Salah. So try Cesar Ortiz again on the baseline. Blocks and elbows for Hermiston for the inbound play. Need to get it somewhere, and lobbed all the way towards half court, caught by Ramirez. Ramirez comes right against Salah, gets around him, into the paint. A blocking foul is called as Ramirez goes tumbling down to the hardwood. And the foul is called on Seth Moore, the 6'4" senior, his first. Third foul on Cleveland. They called it a shooting foul. So to put Jordan Ramirez at the line to shoot the 2. Change for Cleveland. John Joseph will come out, and Rowan Anderson will come in, the 6' senior. He's the lefty point guard that Casey Arstein talked about during our Sway Motors pregame show. He's the guy who could play college ball. Didn't start tonight. Ramirez hits both his foul shots, and Hermiston trails 6-5. Almost 3 minutes into the first quarter. Right wing, an offensive foul, moving screen called on Josh Sanders, his second foul. 14th foul on Cleveland. And that's going to force the first-year head coach, Dondrell Campbell, to the bench. And he will send Jacob Bolger, the 6'5" junior, into the game. That's right. They can take a 6'5" guy out and put a 6'5" guy in. Hermiston doesn't have a 6'5" or a 6'4" or a 6'3" guy in the entire program to put into the game. I'm sorry, Blake Davis is 6'4". That's right. Ramirez to the right side, and a holding foul as Andreessen tried to front cut. And the holding foul is on Joey Roderick. His first, and now the 5th team foul on Cleveland. We're 3 minutes and 6 seconds into this contest, and they have 5 team fouls. Ramirez brings it in the front court. Ortiz, right wing, passes up a 3, drives in, he's stuck, and it's blocked out of bounds off of Ortiz last. He's hesitated on 2 open looks from the outside. You got to wonder if maybe Casey Arstein told the team the prescription early was to get to the rim and not take outside shots. There's 2 good looks that have been passed up on. Roderick got a cross-court pass, back iron off from 8 feet, tipped back out to Roderick, comes to his right, floats it up with the right hand glass and good. Roderick's got 6. 8-5 Cleveland. 4:25 of the clock, first quarter. Cleveland man-to-man defending and pressing all the way out at half court, where Ramirez has it right now. Far sideline, Andreessen. Andreessen coming to his right at the top of the key. Stops, picks up his dribble. Far sideline to Ortiz. Ortiz will drive and float one up. It is tipped. It's tipped again. Ortiz gets it back, blocked from behind, and picked up on the baseline by Roderick. Full court pass up court to Anderson. Tipped away from him. Andreessen has it. Comes across the lane. Switches left hand off the iron. And it rolls out. Last touch by Cleveland. Hermiston ball on the baseline. Cleveland will put Castle Evans, a 6'1 junior, into the game. 3:52 left in the first quarter. Hermiston trails by 3 to this Cleveland team. Ortiz in the left corner. Hounded out there by Moore. Ortiz loses his dribble, throws it back to Ramirez near the top of the key, and a foul called on Mo Salah, his second. 6-team foul, and John Joseph has to run back to the scorer's table and check in quickly.
They are calling this thing tight on the hands.
Ramirez comes to his left, hands off to Ortiz. Ortiz bumped at the top of the key, back to Ramirez. Ramirez coming to the right, offensive foul. I mean, you could have called it on the screen, or you could have called it to Ortiz kind of standing there and holding on to Rowan Anderson after he set the screen. And it is the first foul of the game on Hermiston, with 3:33 left in the first quarter. Cleveland 8, Hermiston 5. Joseph on the far sideline. Throws near side, Anderson there. He'll drive in the lane, dump it off, left baseline for Moore, around a defender and lays it in. Timeout for Casey Arstein. 3:15 left in the first quarter. 10-5 is the score line. It's a 30-second timeout for Casey Arstein. Defense on the left side to us has been lacking, to say the least.
Yeah, the left side to us, and also the back side. Nobody coming to help out, or it's way too late. You know, Hermiston, Moore's 6'5". If he gets down on the block, he's going to have a move, and you've got to be able to have backside help, especially if he gets that baseline.
Well, it's all off of drives on the perimeter, too, and it's, for me, really a matter of whether or not they're pressing enough out on the perimeter. But here's the other thing. Cleveland might be complaining because it's 6-1 on the fouls, but part of that's because they're playing a lot tougher defense right now, and they come from the PIL where you get to be a lot more physical. Another screen, and this time it's Mendez who gets called for the foul.
Yeah, that was a knee that was stuck out that time at the very end, and unfortunately gets called for it.
Adrian Mendez's foul is his first and the second on Hermiston. Pauses the clock with 3:08 left in the first quarter. And the Warriors leading by 5. Anderson, the senior, will bring it up into the front court, edging out to the right wing. Throw into the right corner for Joseph. Joseph skips back up to the top of the key, evens, and he walked. Both teams having some turnover troubles early on in this contest.
Yeah, Hermiston 3 and Cleveland with 4 out there.
Under 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. 10-5 is the advantage for the visitors. Drew Wicks, hands on the far sideline. Lobs it back to Ramirez, stolen away by Anderson. Anderson coming around. Ramirez flips it up on. He's fouled. A chance for 2 foul shots for Rowan Anderson, after Ramirez picks up his first foul and the third team foul on Hermiston.
His first personal foul, 13 foul. At the line for Cleveland, number 11, Rowan Anderson, shoot 2.
Anderson, the lefty shooter, has the first one off the front iron and in. And Hermiston will make a change. Wicks comes out. 6-foot junior Cole Smith will come into the game. It's interesting when you look at Casey Arstein's bench. It's not incredibly deep right now, in part because of the injuries. Andrew James not available tonight. Thomas McCullough is cleared tonight. We'll see how much he does play. 12-5 after Anderson makes both. Ramirez against Anderson up top. Anderson makes him pick up his dribble. Hands off to Andreessen, right wing. Andreessen driving right, pull up, skip into the left corner. Ortiz catch and shoot, the three, knocks it down. Cesar Ortiz, he takes that three-point shot and cuts the Cleveland lead to 4. 2:18 left in the first quarter. Anderson spins around at the lane, dumps it left block, put up by Bolger, and he puts it in. And Bolger, a little 6-foot bunny, and it's good. 14-8 Cleveland with 2:03 left in the first quarter. Ortiz steps to his right, he'll try a long three, rattles it home from deep. It's 14-11 in favor of Cleveland, and Cesar Ortiz has hit his first 2 3-point shoots. He's tied tonight. 1:44 left in the first quarter. Anderson going to work. He's saying clear out, put everybody down on the baseline. Anderson, pull up, foul line jumper is short. Front iron hangs there and rebounded by Mendez for Hermiston. Up to Ramirez. Hermiston pushing the pace. Ortiz left wing. Another three. Another one goes. Tie ball game. 14 apiece. Timeout Cleveland. 1:24 left in the first quarter, and it is a 30-second timeout for the Cleveland Warriors as Cesar Ortiz has heated up the doghouse.
Yeah, that's what you want to see, Eric. You want to see that thing light up like that, and he's had 3 opportunities prior to that to light this scoreboard up, and, you know, maybe it was right. That's what Casey wanted, was them to look inside first, let them sag. They're going to make a change on him now. They're going to bring the more back in, and I believe you're going to see the 6'5" guy covering Ortiz.
I'm just a guy who sits at the top of the gym and talks about basketball, but I think Hermiston's got to push the pace of this game, because that last three-pointer came because Cleveland did not come back and defend well in transition. Ortiz, you knew going into the possession, if it was a half-court set, they wouldn't have lost him again, I don't think. It's 14 apiece now with 1:18 left in the first quarter. Anderson going to work at the top of the key. Picks up dribble, throws it inside over everybody out of bounds. Anderson taps his chest and then slaps his hands together. Says, that's my fault. And Hermiston is the beneficiary of a 5th Cleveland turnover. Have a chance to take a lead for the first time in this game. 14 apiece with 1:05 left. Backdoor pass. Andreessen right side lays it in. Flew past Evans. And Andreessen's got 5. Hermiston's got the lead. Spin around right side. Moore at the 10. Lays it in. Sethon Moore ties it back up. Ramirez loses the handle. Picked up by Moore, coming the other direction all by himself. Raises up and goes to the right-hand lay-in to give Cleveland the 18-16 lead. 35 seconds left in the opening stanza. And a pick in the backcourt by Anderson. Anderson staying in the weeds and was able to steal one away from Ramirez. 20-16. And now Anderson forces Ramirez to fling one out of bounds with 22.7 seconds left in the first quarter. Cleveland is able to restore their advantage. Quick conversation here by the officials. And this might be, where did that ball go out of bounds? Because Ramirez was flying out of bounds down in the left corner as he was set to put it in play, tried to save it. And it came out around the scorer's table. The question is, did it ever come in play? Inbound to Roderick. Roderick at the top of the key, comes left around a high pick, pull up left elbow jumper, around and out, rebound poked around. Andreessen has it with 14 seconds left. Bulldogs trail by 4. Andreessen throws near sideline to Ortiz. Ortiz fouled by Moore. It's the 7th foul of the game, so Ortiz gets to go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1 opportunity after the foul on Sethon Moore, his 2nd.
That's a that's a big foul there to move him back out, and it's not surprising that Cesar went ahead and tried to take him.
Moore's got to come out. Jacob Bolger will come back into the game. Ortiz, it's a 1-and-1, and he's true on the first, earned himself another foul shot. 8 seconds left in the first quarter. Ortiz can cut this to 2. He's a lefty shooter. 20-18 as the second one rattles home. Cesar Ortiz has 11. Final 5 seconds. Anderson bringing it up with a full head of steam. Down the left side to the 10, and he lays it in. That'll be the last play of the first quarter. 22-18 after 1 period of play here at Hermiston High School. We're back in 1 minute on AM 1360 KOHU. The Bulldogs will put Thomas McCullough into the game to start the second quarter. Ryan Andreessen, Jordan Ramirez, Cesar Ortiz, and Patrick Wicks round out the 5. On the baseline, Roderick under the basket will give it up into the quarter, traveling violation. Over in the right corner on Josh Sanders. Hermiston trails 22-18 after the first quarter. Now, Cleveland averages 55 a game. They give up 53.7 a game. Hermiston plays in much higher scoring games. Wicks gives to Andreessen between the circles. Hermiston averaging 64.2 points per game. They give up 62.4 points per game. Andreessen under the basket. Blocked from behind by Bulger. Coming the other direction. Anderson has a left wing. Hesitates and drives. Stuck on the baseline. Filling the lane. Flipped it in to Bulger, who can't finish. Rebounded by Joseph. Joseph right lane. Drives in. Floats it up. Front iron off. And rebounded by Ortiz. 4-point lead for Cleveland. Almost a minute into the second quarter. Around the perimeter, first touch for McCullough. Drive left baseline. Wicks is fouled. And he'll earn a trip to the line to kill some fruit. Shooting a pair after Joseph is called for the foul. His first, 8th team foul. By the way, killing fruit comes from Joe Thompson. A few years ago. Joe, Sunday night, Friday night, 5:30. Weimar Bulldog Tailgate Show here on KOHU. Not a precursor to a game, just an opportunity to hear us. You know, we haven't put a bow on the football season yet. Got to hear from David Faitete. Got to hear from us. Mostly from him. Wicks good on both. There's a foul on the rebound. And Thomas McCullough. So that's how Thomas gets into the scorer's book for the first time. Picks up Hermiston's 4th foul. McCullough's first. By the way, both shots did go for Wicks. Cleveland by 2. Left baseline. Stepping into the lane. Bulger's floater will not go. Bulger saves it right into Andreessen's hands. Flips up court to Ramirez. Ramirez going down the left lane. He'll attack Salon, laid it past him. Jordan Ramirez has 4. Tied at 22. Bulldogs' second time they've tied in this game. Did have one brief lead. Salah throws it underneath at the 10. It's floated in. And Bulger. Excuse me, Roderick has that one. And Roderick's got 8. Other end of the floor. Offensive foul called on Ortiz for pushing off. His second, 5th team foul.
Josh Sanders returns to action for Cleveland.
Josh Sanders will come back in. Salah will run the point right now. He gives it to Nuruddin Hilole. Hilole on the near sideline. First time for the 5'9" junior. Right side three-pointer for Joseph. Back iron off. Rebound is poked around off of McCullough's hands. Salah has it poked from behind by McCullough and picked up by Ramirez. Hermiston streaking the other direction. Ramirez down to the left lane. Pulls up on Hilladine. Hillalay, excuse me. Nuruddin Hillalay. And Hillalay called for the foul, his first 19 foul. Ramirez at the line with 2 foul shots coming. Hermiston 6 for 6 from the charity stripe. Make it 7 for 7. Ortiz comes down. Cole Smith returns for Hermiston. Ramirez is 4 for 4 from the line now. And returning for Cleveland is Rowan Anderson. He'll replace Joseph, who missed that three-pointer last time down. Roderick, the leading scorer for Cleveland, will inbound. He's got 8. Running the baseline and bounces it into Anderson. 24 apiece. Anderson on the near sideline, spins away from Ramirez. Over to the right side. Roderick, right elbow jumper, front iron off, and the offensive goaltending will be called on Josh Sanders, who got his hands stuck there as he went up for the rebound in the netting.
Got up quick. That kid can jump quickly, man. Doesn't hurt when you're 6'5" even anyway.
6'5" is good for almost everything. Andreessen right side, blocked and fouled. Salah called for the foul. Looked like he had denied the Andreessen long jumper. And instead, Mo Salah has picked up his 3rd foul. And it's the 10th team foul on Cleveland. With the game tied at 24. Dontrell Campbell, who is kind of hopping up and down in place, thought he had got that block from his point guard. Said Davey Osmond to the scorer's table. This is a 5'10" freshman who will come into the game, and Castle Evans will return. So Cleveland has had to use every bit of the bench. 10 fouls, and we've got 5:21 left in the second quarter. Andreessen missed the first foul shot. And Thomas McCullough will come out. Dave Hermiston in his first stretch, 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Adrian Mendez back in. McCullough played off and on through the football season for the state champions, but injuries did hurt him. 2 misses there by Andreessen, so we're tied at 24. Anderson lobs it inside on the give and go, and it's stolen away. Campbell up to Ramirez. Ramirez up court to Andreessen, who chases down in the left corner. Back out to Wicks, 3-ball up, nothing but the bottom of the net. Patrick Wicks gives Hermiston a 3-point lead. This is their biggest of the game. 27-24, just past the 3-minute mark, gone here in the quarter. The freshman Osmond coming right against Mendez, floats it up with his right-handed in. The freshman cuts the Hermiston lead down to 1. 4:38 on the clock, second quarter. Ramirez out to the far sideline, working and looking at Osmond, who's given him plenty of space. Ramirez waiting for Hermiston to set up. High pick from Andreessen, right side, leaves it for Smith. Smith bounce back onto the right baseline. Mendez there, blocked, and he put the shot back up. A travel called on Patrick Wicks under the basket. Cleveland ball, 4:20 left in the second quarter. And inbound went off of the basket standard, so it's going to be Hermiston's possession on the turnover. Casey Arstein, 3 fingers up on his right hand over on the far sideline. Hermiston will set up with 2 on the elbows, 2 on the blocks. And Smith down on the baseline inbound. Gets it in to Andreessen. Andreessen, top of the key, Wicks. Ramirez out left side. Kicks right corner. Wicks tries another tray. Back iron into the hands of Anderson for Cleveland. Anderson on the far sideline, almost to the halfway point of the second quarter. Comes to his left, down the lane, left side foul, +1. Chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way as Anderson, with his speed, blew past everybody. Mendez hit him on the way through. And it's a foul shot comes in for Rowan Anderson after Adrian Mendez's second foul, the 16th foul on Hermiston. Anderson is now 3 for 3 from the foul line as he knocks that one in to extend the Cleveland lead to 29-27. 3:55 left second quarter. Ramirez, 5-second count is on. Far sideline gives to Andreessen. Andreessen comes left, pass Anderson, into the traffic, he's blocked. Picked up by Osman. Osman bringing straight down the middle of the floor. Over the right side. Wicks gets the steal and throws it back off of Evans as he's fallen out of bounds. Hermiston ball. To the scorers table. John Joseph will come back in and replace Nuruddin Hilale. 3:37 left in the second quarter. Hermiston down by 2. Offensive foul again as Hermiston had somebody barreling into the lane. Was it Mendez? It was.
Ramirez, wasn't it? Oh, it did go against, yeah, it went against
you're right. It was against Ramirez. 17 foul, but it's player control. Second one on Jordan Ramirez. And he will come to the bench. And we'll see Sergio Madrigal, the 5'9" sophomore, come into the game to replace him. And he's got a tall task in Rowan Anderson. Anderson around a high pick. Left elbow, he picks up his dribble. Mendez knocks it out of his hand. Diving the ball, Madrigal gives it right back to Joseph. Steele comes down lane. Ricks blocks it. Picked up by Sanders. Sanders throws it to the left side. Joseph is fouled on his way up.
Personal fouls in number 23. Adrian Mendez. That's his third personal foul.
Mendez, his third. 8th team foul. And now officials getting together. I don't know what that conversation was, but it could have been, you know, if we keep calling all of these, we're going to be here till 10. Joseph makes the first foul shot, and he gets one more. Thomas McCullough will come back in for Adrian Mendez. Well, McCullough healthy and clear for the first time coming into tonight's game. He didn't play in the first quarter, but he's back in here in the second quarter. 2 for 2 for Joseph. 31-27 with 3:05 left in the second quarter. Andreessen running the point right now, picks up his dribble around the perimeter, left corner for Madrigal. Madrigal back out to Smith. Smith gives to Madrigal, left wing. Madrigal drives in, pull up just in front of the left elbow, swishes it. Sergio Madrigal gets some points, and Cleveland throws it away on the other end of the floor. Hermiston trailing by 2 with 2:48 left in the second quarter. Wicks and Andreessen in the backcourt. McCullough, Madrigal, and Smith in the front court. Hand off to Wicks. Wicks top of the key. Hands off right side to Smith. Smith picks up his dribble. Flips far side to Madrigal. Madrigal underhand shovels it to Wicks. Wicks out of the left corner. Throws it inside. Poked by Joseph. And a ball loose on the floor. Joseph ends up with it, stealing it away from Smith. Gives it up to the freshman Osman, who hands off to Anderson. Anderson down the right lane will come to 2 defenders and float in with the right hand. Anderson's got 9. 33-29, 2:06 left in the second quarter. It's a full timeout for Casey Arsting and the Hermiston Bulldogs. We'll take it, and we're back in 60 on AM 1360 KOHU.
to Wicks.
On the left corner?
Yeah.
No, that was Patrick.
No, that was Cole Smith.
Dan's West Coast Auto Glass scoreboard at the end of the first quarter at Cleveland High School in Portland. Hermiston's girls are up 15-9. JV girls won 37-28 at Cleveland earlier. Over and back call. Ball lost by Andreessen and rolled on the other side of the half-court line, and Rowan Anderson applying the pressure. Hermiston JV boys, by the way, winners 59-46, and we do have a 5A boys score posted. Ben to beat North Eugene 54-46.
Hermiston on their 10th turnover already of the night, Eric. And
offensive foul for a moving screen. Third one called on Josh Sanders. And Sanders is out. Jacob Bolger's back in. Minute 50 left in the second quarter. Cleveland's lead is 33-29. Smith on the far sideline. Gives to the corner to McCullough. Back up to Andreessen. McCullough left corner. Circles out, kicks near sideline. Smith for three. Front iron off, and there's a foul on the rebound. Under the basket, it was Madrigal who was pushed by Bolger, who just came in. His first. They say 1-1, which is completely wrong. It's two shots because it's like the 14th foul. Minute 36 left in the second quarter, and Sergio Madrigal line drives one off the front iron and in. Has a chance to cut the lead back to 2, and he will. Madrigal off the bench with 4 points. 33-31. And there are 90 seconds left in the first half. Osmond far sideline, throws near side to Anderson. Anderson long three, back iron off, and it's chased down by Joseph in the corner. Throws it back up top to Anderson, poked away from him. Smith up court to Wicks. Wicks coming down the right left. Wicks is going to be fouled with a block attempt from behind by Nuruddin Hilale. Will throw Wicks at the line to shoot 2. Hilale gets his second foul.
First fouls at number 1. Nuruddin Hilale, his second personal foul.
That's the 13th team foul on Cleveland. So I was speaking in hyperbole when I said they had 14 fouls after the last one. Wicks good on the first.
You know, he did a good job of getting back on Wicks, and he actually got the block, but the bad part about it was his left hand was on the hip, pushing him in the middle of the back out of bounds.
Wicks to tie the game, and he will. Minute 15 left, it's 33 all. Fifth time this thing's been tied. Anderson at the top of the key. Comes to his left, pull up left elbow jumper. Off iron left, and McCullough is the rebound. McCullough surveys and finds Andreessen. Under a minute left, tied at 33. Hermiston has a chance to take another lead. They haven't had a whole lot of those in this game. Seesaw battle. Madrigal left corner, 4-3. Rolls all the way around and down. Twice around the bucket and then down for Madrigal, and the three makes it 36-33 for Hermiston. 35 seconds left in the first half. Joseph far sideline, gives into the corner for Anderson. Anderson guarded by Madrigal. Anderson drives baseline past Madrigal. McCullough cuts him off, and a foul is called, I believe, on Madrigal for putting his arm on Anderson's back. That is the case. Sergio Madrigal. 19 fouls, so 1-on-1 opportunity for Rowan Anderson. Anderson's 3 for 3 for the line. Cleveland is 5 of 5. And he misses. Rebounded by Wicks to Madrigal far sideline. Hermiston by 3. with 20 seconds left. Andreessen leaves it on the right wing. Smith a head fake and a drive into the 10. Switches the right hand. Scoop shot off. Hilale gets the rebound. Flips it far sideline to Joseph. Joseph with 9 seconds left. Up court right side. Blocked away by Andreessen. Picked up by Wicks. Wicks coming the other direction with 3 seconds left. Poked away from him. McCullough, three-quarters court shot is off right, and that will bring us to the end of the first half. 36-33 after 2 quarters here at Hermiston High School. Bulldogs have trailed for most of this, but they do have a lead going into the locker room. We're back after this 2-minute break on AM 1360 KOHU with the Tom Denchel Ford Country halftime show. You're sure?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it says it up there, but I am 100% positive it was 20.
No, he was down low here.
Tom Denchel Ford Country halftime show on AM 1360 KOHU. We also welcome you if you join us online at GoHermiston.com. From the Old West Federal Credit Union broadcast booth, Hermiston 36, Cleveland 33. It looks like a game that's even earlier in the season than it actually is. A lot of turnovers, a lot of moments where there's not a whole lot of pace to the game. But in the end, I suppose the real thing there's not a whole lot of is defense when you've got the two teams combining for 69 points in one half. It's been a very high scoring first 2 quarters, Sonny.
Yeah, I mean, some pretty good shooting there in streaks for Hermiston. And then Ortiz gets saddled with his second foul, has to go out. And then other guys for Hermiston get on fire, especially the sub, Sergio Madrigal coming in and shooting the ball very well for Hermiston. You're right, turnovers, way too many. Looks real early, 10 in the first half for Hermiston, 14 for Cleveland.
But it's a 3-point lead for the Bulldogs. To the locker room. We'll get you a look at what's going on around the school here and take a look at any scores we have available to us as well as we continue on the Tom Denchel Ford Country halftime show in 2 more minutes on AM 1360 KOHU. So jump on me in the moment in the future when I miss that.
Okay.
Because it just, then I'm off for the rest of the time until, and so we could have points that get thrown off. That was in the second quarter, right?
Yes.
So Wicks has 4?
Wicks has 4.
Can I use that?
Yeah.
Tom Mitchell Ford Country halftime show continues. Eric Olson and Sonny Levy with you, and we'll take a look through the Dan's West Coast Auto Glass scoreboard here at Hermiston High School. 36-33 is the score line after one half of play in favor of the Hermiston boys, after the JV boys were 59-46 winners earlier today. Hermiston JV girls win at Cleveland 37-28. The varsity girls were ahead. They're a little bit behind us. They have just the one gym at Cleveland, so they had to play freshmen and JV. Now varsity's going over there. Scores from around the state. It is a win for Bend at home against North Eugene, 54-46. Not a whole lot of other games already played tonight. Sherman County did win at Trinity Lutheran, 62-48. Those are scores coming on the boys' side of things. On the girls' side, it was a win for Lewiston at Pendleton earlier tonight by 18. The Pendleton boys are playing Lewiston right now. Philomath girls 59-25 over Elmira. Sutherland beats North Valley 37-25 at home. There's a couple of big games going on over in Earagan. We'll get there in a second. Portland Christian 44-32 at Riverdale. Dayton 53-43 at Kennedy. Falls City beats the Oregon School for the Deaf 48-24. Siletz Valley holds off Triangle Lake 23-20. What a games we don't actually care about. Eluding ones I've seen already. Heck, I like Malala. Country Christian 39 at Faith Bible 31. Faith Bible won the tournament at Umatilla this past weekend, the Columbia River Clash. Pilot Rock is at Nikiawe tonight. That's a doubleheader. The Earagan Knights are hosting Heppner. That's a doubleheader. Both the Earagan teams are undefeated going into tonight's festivities. And as we said, it is Lewiston at Pendleton tonight. Hermiston's boys are going to Lewiston on Saturday. Tomorrow night they will be at Walla Walla High School. We'll have tomorrow night's game for you starting at 6:40 with the pregame show on KOHU at GoHermiston.com. First half stats and second half tip-off after this 2-minute break on AM 1360 KOHU. We'll filter stats in during the first couple of possessions.
Okay.
Bulldogs start with a possession, attacking right to left, 36-33 their lead. Second quarter action. Patrick Wicks to the 10, blocked away. And the rebound brought up into the front court by Joey Roderick, who had 8 points in the first half, got a little bit quiet in the second quarter. And a Cleveland Warriors possessing far sideline. Jordan Ramirez has a turnover. Ramirez throws it, stole it away by Mo Salah. Salah now up court into the hands of Joseph. Joseph bounces right side. Moore lays it in over the top of Mendez. And Sethon Moore's got 6. Hermiston's lead is down to 1. Turnovers both ways there, and it's kind of one of the stats that stood out in the first half.
Yeah, 14 for Cleveland in that first half and 10 for Hermiston. And, you know, the rebounds-wise, Hermiston had 8 rebounds in the first half to Cleveland's 9.
Left wing, Wicks for 3. Rattles it home. Patrick Wicks has 7. Makes a 3-point shot to make it 39-35. So Wicks with 7. Cesar Ortiz has 11. They all came in a flurry in the first quarter. Joseph forces one up, miss rebound, put back by Moore is off iron and rebounded by Andreessen. Ryan Andreessen, Patrick Wicks, Adrian Mendez, Cesar Ortiz, and Jordan Ramirez for Hermiston. Ramirez rifles one out of bounds on the baseline, looking for a tip, and forced McGinnis' partners say, nope, didn't see anything. So it will be Cleveland ball. Josh Sanders, Joey Roderick, Sethon Moore, John Joseph, and Mo Salah. Roderick with 8, Moore with 4, Joseph and Salah with 2. Sanders scoreless in the first half. Into the right corner. Coming up to the left elbow, Roderick's pull-up jumper is off. Rebounded by Moore, tipped it away from Wicks. Floater on the left baseline, turning around. And there's Sanders, just his first points of the game. Hermiston's lead is 39-37. Baseline for Mendez from Andreessen. He floats it home. 41-37 with 5:48 on the clock in the third quarter. Mendez first points of this game. On the right wing, Joseph bounces far sideline to Sanders. Check that Roderick. Roderick going left side. Blocked away by Andreessen off the bottom of the backboard. Chased down into the right corner. Rolls off of Joseph out of bounds. Hermiston's ball. And a change for Cleveland as Rowan Anderson, who had 9 points off of the bench for Cleveland, will come in. A.B. Osmond, the freshman, had a deuce, and Jacob Boldra had a deuce. The scoring for Cleveland. 5 of 6 from the foul line for them. They did not hit a 3-point shot in the first half, where Hermiston hit 6 of them. They now have 7 in this game, and Hermiston is 12 of 14 from the foul line. Ramirez far sideline to Ortiz. Ortiz, hand check foul on the right wing, and it's called on John Joseph. So, after that 10-minute break at halftime, the 3 guys with whistles didn't decide that they were going to call things any looser as far as wing hand checks go. It's one of the reasons we had about 23 fouls between the two teams in the first half. Ramirez, top of the key, near sideline to Ortiz, and back up to Andreessen. Around the perimeter, Hermiston will work, leading by 4. Almost 3 minutes in the corner. Kick left corner. Andreessen for 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Andreessen's second tray of the game. He's got 8, 44-37. This is the biggest lead of the game for either team. At the foul line, Moore turns, drives down left lane, floats it up, fouled by Andreessen, who got him on the arm, slapped his hands together, knew he did, missed the ball, got the arm, and Moore's got 2 shots coming. Dan's West Coast Auto Glass scoreboard at halftime. Hermiston's girls have a 29-27 lead at Cleveland. Irrigan girls were winners, and now the Irrigan boys are up 27-8 with a minute left in the first quarter against Heppner. Pendleton 26, Lewiston 25. That's the boys' game after Lewiston girls won by 18. Moore hits both. And it's 44-39, Hermiston. Andreessen up to Ortiz, triggers a quick three, fading away, and it's off the front iron out into the far corner, where the band has vacated for their third quarter break. 4:38 left in the third quarter. 44-39 is the advantage for Hermiston. Kind of a sparse December Tuesday crowd here at Hermiston High School. Anderson around the high pick, throws far sideline to Joseph, faked a shot, now he holds it against Wicks, puts it on the floor, around a high pick from Moore at the top of the key. Another pick, this one's from Sanders, down into the right corner, gives it up to Roderick, shots off, and Moore is called for an over-the-back foul on the rebound. Sethon Moore picks up his second foul on Cleveland here in quarter three. Foul situation, Mo Salah, Sethon Moore, Josh Sanders all have 3 for Cleveland. Adrian Mendez has 3 for Hermiston. 4 timeouts for Cleveland, 3 for Hermiston. Andreessen, top of the key, against Anderson. Comes near sideline Ramirez. Ramirez driving against Moore. Head fake, and then he'll float one up over the top of Moore. Got him into the air, and then he waited till there was space to get the shot up. Ramirez has 8, and Hermiston's lead is 46-39. 3:48 left in the third quarter. Anderson bouncing to his left, skip pass down into the quarter, stolen by Mendez, up to Ramirez. Ramirez has a 4-on-2, leaves it for Wicks. Wicks underneath to Andreessen, he'll hesitate and lay it in. Andreessen's got 10, 48-39. 9-point lead for Hermiston, timeout for Cleveland with 3:30 left in the third quarter. We'll take a 60-second break here on AM 1360 KOHU. Hermiston 48, Cleveland 39. The Bulldogs have carved themselves out a 9-point lead in the third quarter. Right corner, Anderson with a 3-pointer out of their timeout. Moore with a rebound, works his way down to the left block and is fouled. And Sethon Moore has a pair of foul shots coming. Foul called against Andreessen, his second. And it's the second foul on Hermiston here in quarter number 3. Sethon Moore misses for the first time tonight. It's only the second foul line miss for Cleveland. They're 7 of 9. Moore to cut Hermiston's lead to 8, and the second shot will hardly tickle the twine even as it goes through. Sethon Moore's got 9. And 3:18 left in the third quarter. Mendez inside pass to Ortiz was stolen away by Joseph. It was almost towards Joseph more so than Ortiz. Right side, pass is blocked. Roderick underneath, and it's picked up and flipped back in. Sanders has another bucket. Kind of an awkward looking thing as Roderick was trying to pass and it was blocked, but it blocked right to Sanders, and he laid it in to cut Hermiston's lead to 6. 2:48 left in the third quarter. Ortiz down the left lane, switches left hand, scoop shot short, and Sanders has the rebound, up to Moore. Sethon Moore into the right wing for Roderick. Roderick drives baseline, rolls over the top of Wicks and lays it in. Hermiston's got a couple of bodies down on the floor as Sanders has 6. Excuse me, that was Roderick, he has 10. 48-44, a game of runs. Hermiston's lead has now been cut down to 4. Ramirez works into the left corner, gives to Wicks, drives baseline. Wicks back out to Ramirez, tries a tray, back iron too hard. Andreessen chases it down against Anderson. Then a foul is called. Are they going to call Anderson or are they going to call Andreessen? They're going to do neither. Josh Sanders puts his hand up in there. He will take it, so it must have been on the rebound. And Sanders just got called for his fourth. Mendez out, Thomas McCullough in. Castle Evans to the scorer's table, and he will replace Sanders, who's got his fourth. Third team foul on Cleveland. Baseline inbound for Hermiston. Ortiz into the right wing for Andreessen. Drives baseline. Stuck under the basket. Left corner. Ortiz triggers the three. Front iron rattles around. Andreessen's got the rebound. Turnaround puts back up the 12-footer. Floats out. Anderson pulls down the rebound for Cleveland. Up court to Roderick near sideline. Slows things up, looking inside to Moore. Backside help by Wicks, poked away, but to Roderick in the right corner. He'll drive baseline, cut off by Ortiz. Back out on the perimeter, Evans there. Evans lobs it inside to Moore. Moore gets past Ortiz, who was late on the backside. Help and lays it in. Moore's got 11. Hermiston's lead is now 2. 95 seconds left in the third quarter. Far sideline to Andreessen. This was a 9-point lead a minute ago. Coming up, Moore steals it away. Moore right side, right hand jam. Stole it right out of the pocket of Ryan Andreessen, and then Moore dunks it home. He's got a 9-point quarter to tie it at 48. Timeout for Casey Arstein, who's shaking his head in frustration. It's a full timeout with 1:13 left in the third. Tied at 48. We're back in a minute on AM 1360 KOHU. You want to cut this? So this is the last one. Back to me after this. AM 1360 KOHU Hermiston Bulldog boys basketball knotted at 48 with 58.7 seconds left in the third quarter. Cesar Ortiz had a ball poked out of his hands that almost floated into the basket. And then the rebound was pulled down by Sethon Moore. Sethon Moore then was fouled by Ortiz, who compounded the problem. The Cleveland JV boys are currently dominating the crowd, plus the freshmen. There's like 18 of them, and they are louder than everybody here in the purple and gold right now. Cleveland is on a 9-0 run to tie this game at 48. Now, are they going to assess a technical foul to the Hermiston bench? There's been a lot of conversation. There's not been any indication yet. And they want to call both coaches to the scorer's table. 58.7 seconds remaining in the third quarter. It's tied at 48, and we're with the official scores book right now. The foul on Ortiz should have been his third. Should have been the third team foul on Hermiston. On my paperwork, the score looks good.
Mine looks good. And it was that call, they just... Now they got it. They just announced that it was foul Ortiz.
All right, Cleveland ball, tied at 48. Chance to take another lead in this game. 52 seconds left. Their student section going crazy. Moore turn around in the lane, floats it in with the right hand. He's got 11 in this quarter. He's put Cleveland on his back, and Seth on Moore has the Warriors in front, 50-48. Left corner for Wicks. Wicks out of that corner. Up top to Smith. Smith back to Andreessen, left side. Andreessen loses the handle. He'll try a three. Front iron off. Rebound pulled down by Moore. Moore out of traffic, has a 4-on-2. Moore bounces the right side. Roderick to the 10. Put it off the bottom of the iron. Maybe partially blocked by Wicks, but picked up by Joseph, and Cleveland keeps the possession. 15 seconds left of the third quarter. Trying to add on to a 2-point lead. Rowan Anderson going to work between the circles. Doesn't use a pick, floats in the lane, floats it well short. Andreessen's got it, 5 seconds left. Andreessen down the far sideline. Andreessen clears space, half-court shot over the top of the backboard. That'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. Cleveland 50, Hermiston 48. Fourth quarter's on the way in 1 minute on AM 1360 KOHU. From the Old West Federal Credit Union broadcast booth at Hermiston High School, I'm Eric Olson alongside Sonny Levy. Cleveland Warriors 50, Hermiston Bulldogs 48. Bulldog boys trying to win their fourth in a row. Cleveland trying to get to 500 in their fourth game of the season. And the Warriors have seen Seth on Moore score 11 points in the third quarter to get them from 9 down to up by 2. Roderick left block, throws it over the rim into the hands of Andreessen. Andreessen far sideline to Jordan Ramirez. Sees Ortiz. Oh my gosh, look who just caught the ball. Andrew James is in the game. Left corner to Andreessen. Andreessen back out to James. Up top to Ramirez. Ramirez drives right side, puts his shoulder down and runs over the top of Mo Salah to draw a foul. Jordan Ramirez, his third. Casey Arstein said, don't expect Andrew James yet tonight. Apparently that clearance phone call came in from the time that we talked at halftime of the JV boys game and the start of this one. So Andrew James, the quarterback and defensive back for the state champion football team, is out for the first time. Spin around by Seth Moore. He flexes as he runs by his own bench. He's got 17 now to lead all scorers, 52-48. Ortiz has it left wing. Ortiz bounces it to Mendez, right block, and Mendez finishes his fourth point of the game. 52-50, 2-point lead, left wing, three-pointer for Salah, back iron off. James goes tumbling as he bounces the rebound out onto the wing, but pulled down by Moore, who finds Anderson. Anderson, right block, Salah on the block will finish it. First point since the first quarter, and the lead is back out to 4. Andrew James kicks it out to Andreessen. Right elbow stop for Andreessen. Back into the corner. James tries a three over the top of Moore. Well short. Rebound. Put back Mendez. Foul +1. Chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way. As Mendez pirouetted around on the right block and flipped it up and in with his right hand.
That was pretty impressive by Mendez that time, staying down low, doing very good. Andrew James took the shot. Looked like it might have been partially deflected as it went up. Came down short. Mendez spins in for the lane and the foul +1.
Joey Roderick called for the foul, his second, fourth team foul. Each team's got 4 fouls. The lead for Cleveland is 2. And it stays that way as the ball rims out on Mendez's foul shot attempt. The first foul shot attempt for Hermiston in the second half. They're 12 of 15 from the stripe. Moore is tangled up with James, and a foul is called on Andrew James. Andrew James called for his first, 5th team foul. 6:19 left. Cleveland huddles up before they'll have a baseline inbound. Rowan Anderson will put it in play. Baskets to his left, blocks and elbows for the Warriors. Anderson left wing for Salah. The senior guard has got 4, and then a foul off of the ball. Inside, somebody trying to guard Moore, and it's Andrew James who just picked up a second.
Moore just got very lucky. He knew it. He knew he should have had that call against him.
54-52 Cleveland, 6:15 left in the fourth quarter. Salah takes it on the left wing on the inbound. Into the corner, Anderson fading away. The lefty three swishes. Rowan Anderson, first points in the second half. He's got 12 now. 57-52 is the scoreline. Ortiz, who has 11 points, but they all came in the first quarter, and it was dribbled out of bounds by Andrew James. Turnover on the Bulldogs, a 5-point lead for Cleveland. They look to add to it a little more than 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. On the far sideline, Anderson will bring it into the left wing. High pick set up by Stephon Moore. He rolls off of it. Anderson keeps the dribble on the left side. Skip pass near side. Tipped into the right corner. Joseph has it there. Joseph looking inside. It's Ramirez inside going against Moore. Back iron off on a long shot by Anderson out of bounds far sideline. Well, none of the big guys could defend Stephon Moore, so you put Jordan Ramirez, who's giving up 7 inches to him inside. And Ramirez was able to keep the ball out of his hands by fronting him. 5:35 left. Ball rolled all the way to half court before Ramirez picks it up. 5-point lead for Cleveland. Ramirez working out to the right side. Now he comes back to the left. Hesitated in a drive. Down the left block. Fouled on his way in. The blocking foul will send Ramirez to the line with 2 shots. Castle Evans is called for the foul. His first. 5th team foul.
First foul on number 31, Castle Evans. That's his first personal foul.
Jordan Ramirez is 4 for 4 from the charity stripe. Has 2 shots coming here. Bulldogs will be back at it again tomorrow night at Walla Walla. It's a 7 o'clock tip-off. We'll go on the air for you at 6:40 from Walla Walla High School. Here on AM 1360 KOHU and GoHermiston.com. Ramirez missed the first, makes the second. And Hermiston cuts the Cleveland lead down to 4. 5:15 left in the fourth quarter. The way this game has gone, it feels like there are 2 more runs left. Moore goes left side and a blocking foul. He rolled over the top of James, who hadn't set himself. And Andrew James has picked up a 3rd foul. Now the injury that kept Andrew James out at the end of the football season in the state championship game against Churchill that Hermiston won 38-35, James got hammered on the back and he had a bruise that was the size of his back. It was still there last week and the contusion continued. He just needed clearance. Moore misses the first of his 2 foul shots. Second one, back iron too hard. Moore got his own rebound. Circles down to the left block. Threw it over the rim, got his own rebound and flipped it back in. Puts his hands up into the air. Jordan-esque as he walks up the court. Can't do anything wrong, although at the same time he made like 2 mistakes and he kept fixing his own mistakes. 59-53 Cleveland. Ortiz, who has just found no space to shoot. Step back left side 3. Well short. Rebound picked up by Anderson. Up court to Moore. Hesitates. Step to his right. Flips to the right hand and flips it in over the top of Andrew James. Seth on Moore with 21. 61-53. Timeout for Casey Arstein. 4:30 left in the ball game. 61-53 the lead, and it is the 32nd timeout variety for the Hermiston Bulldogs. They have 1 timeout left. Cleveland has 3. The possession arrow is currently with Hermiston. There are 17 fouls on Hermiston, so Cleveland's in the bonus. Cleveland has a foul to give. They have 5 fouls committed. Seth on Moore, 17 of his 21 points have come in the second half, and some type of elixir at halftime woke him up because Hermiston has had absolutely no answer. I don't really think it's Moore so much as it's the teammates getting the ball to him, because he's had those opportunities in the second half that they just weren't getting to him in the first half.
Yeah, they were missing him. They were getting him too far out away from the basket. For Hermiston has forgotten how to move without the basketball. That's plain and simple. They are not moving without the basketball, and the basketball is trailing where they're moving to. And so instead of coming around to where they need it, it's getting there a step too late.
Inbound, James up to Ramirez, left side to Ortiz. Ortiz going to work, left elbow, spins around, throws it underneath, foul from behind on Salah, his 4th. As he tried to get the ball, he went through Mendez. It's a 16th foul, so that was the foul to give. By the way, there's still 4:21 left. There's more than half of the 4th quarter to play. 61-53, baseline inbound for Ortiz. James up at half court for the lob, bouncing off of Mendez's foot out of bounds. Got to figure just where Mendez was standing, he was on the other side of the backboard on the baseline. He's not the option for Ortiz to look at there. And the turnover for Hermiston gives it back to Cleveland. Trying to look to add on to their 8-point lead. Right side for Salah. Salah circles into the paint. Righty floater is short. Over the back, foul on Moore, his 4th. 7th team foul. So we will walk to the other end of the floor, and it's a 1-and-1 opportunity for Hermiston. And who was underneath? They will say Ryan Andreessen is the one going to the foul line. Andreessen missed both of his foul shots earlier in this game. Hermiston is 13 of 17 from the line tonight. 1 of 3 here in the second half. Castle Evans is at the scorer's table to come in, and he'll replace Moore. So the first-year head coach, Dondrell Campbell's going to have to play offense-defense with his leading scorer, Seth on Moore, who's got 4 fouls. Moore's got 4. Josh Sanders has 4. And for Hermiston, Ortiz, Mendez, Ramirez, and Andrew James all have 3. Andreessen makes the first foul shot and earns himself 1 more. Joey Roderick, who had 6 points in the first quarter, has 10 in the game, will replace Salah, who has 4 fouls. Andreessen's second shot is true. 61-55. Halfway point of the 4th quarter is here. Near sideline to Joseph. No shot clock, so how long can Cleveland possess out on the perimeter and take time off if they want it? Right corner, Joseph. Back up to the top of the key. Bumped by Evans. He loses the handle, gets it back down to the right corner. Guarded by Andrew James. Joseph picks up his dribble. Finds Anderson. Rowan Anderson will circle back out. Jordan Ramirez against Anderson right now in the man-to-man. High pick from Sanders. Anderson kicks into the corner. 3-pointers airballed. Rebounded by Andreessen. Way long from Evans. 61-55. Nobody's in the left corner. Mendez looked to throw it in left corner. Nobody was there. Hermiston's got spacing issues. Now they're into the right corner for Ortiz. Ortiz head fake drives. Stuck, floats it up top of the backboard, and it's out of bounds. He hit the backside of the backboard. 61-55. Cleveland with the ball and the lead. 3:16 left in the fourth quarter. By the way, we'll get this in quick. Dan's West Coast Auto Glass scoreboard. End of the third quarter at Cleveland High School. Hermiston now trailing 37-34. Thrown away by Anderson. Nobody was on the left block he was trying to get it down to. A turnover on their end of the floor. Ramirez near side to Andrew James. Andrew James drives in lane, kicks it up top. Ramirez for three, front iron off. Rolls out to the right wing for Ortiz. Double team comes in. Skip pass. Ramirez left corner for Andreessen. Andreessen blocking foul on the baseline will send him to the line with a 1-and-1 opportunity. Anderson tried to get to the baseline first. He could not. And he is called for the foul. It's the 8th on Cleveland. Just the first on Rowan Anderson. And Andreessen, another 1-and-1 opportunity for him. Anderson maybe just a little bit gingerly jogging over the bench as he's replaced by Mo Salah. Salah's out there with 4 fouls. No Seth on Moore right now. 2:47 left. Andreessen hits the first foul shot to earn 1 more. And he has a chance to cut this to a 4-point game. Cleveland 61, Hermiston 57 as Andreessen's 2 for 2. He's got 14. 61-57 with 2:42 left in the fourth quarter. Cleveland's going to try to spread it out in 4 corners. Right way, and Ortiz gets a steal, and he lost it trying to dribble behind his back. Down onto the baseline, Roderick is fouled by Andrew James. 4th foul on James. 7th the foul on Hermiston. No, the 8th foul on Hermiston. And Joey Roderick is at the line, shooting 1-and-1. Seth on Moore back in. Rowan Anderson is at the scorer's table to come in for Roderick. Roderick hits the first and earns 1 more. No, lane violation. No shot. Wave it off. And because it's waved off on a 1-and-1, it's Hermiston's ball. Roderick will come out. Anderson will replace him. 2:31 left in the fourth quarter. Ramirez will let it roll to half court, pick it up. Trailing 61-57. Hermiston operates with the ball. Ramirez bounces to Mendez at the top of the key. 1 bounce and he rifles it right side for Ramirez. Top of the key for Andreessen. 3-point shot up and a moving screen foul is called on Cesar Ortiz, who's picked up his 4th. 9th team foul on Hermiston. Player control, so it's Cleveland ball with a 4-point lead. 2:21 left in the fourth. Cole Smith will check in for Cesar Ortiz. And they'll go offense, defense with Ortiz on Hermiston's side of the floor. Anderson brings it into the front court. To Moore at the top of the key. Hands off to Anderson. Foul line, he'll float it inside. Moore stuck into the basket, flips it back out. Top of the key, Sanders for 3, rattles it in. Josh Sanders hits the 3-point shot. The first 2 3-pointers of the game for Cleveland in this quarter. Andrew James under the basket to Mendez. Mendez stuck on the baseline and it's out of bounds off of Hermiston last. Cleveland ball. 64-57 with 1:53 left in the fourth quarter. Every single one of the possessions down the stretch has to be perfect. Ramirez called for a reach-in foul, his 4th. 10th team foul. So Rowan Anderson will walk to the other end of the floor and take 2 foul shots. Dan's West Coast Auto Glass scoreboard. Pendleton's boys 63-52 over Lewiston with 2:30 left in the ball game over at Warburg Court tonight. Anderson short on the front end. Cleveland is 0 for 4 in the quarter from the foul line. 8 for 14 on the game, 8 for 15. Anderson missed them both. Rebound, Ramirez comes down the near sideline. Anderson all the way to the lane. Ramirez's shot hangs on the rim, and it's rebounded by Joseph. Minute 43 left to the fourth quarter. 64-57. Bulldogs have to have a stop on this possession. Anderson walks it into the front court. Seth on Moore, top of the key. Lets Anderson clear. Backs up towards half court. He's one-on-one with Mendez. Seth on Moore coming to his right. Mendez spins around, hands off. Timeout for Cleveland. 30-second timeout variety for Cleveland. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Leading 64-57 with a minute 25 left in the fourth quarter. The Bulldogs led 48-39 right in the middle of the third quarter. It ended up being an 11-0 run to close the quarter and give Cleveland a 50-48 lead coming into this quarter. It was tied at 50, and then Cleveland took the lead again, and they haven't trailed after that.
No, and it comes down to the fact that Hermiston stopped moving without the basketball. You know, when you're on the offense, you've got to move to get your shot, and then they were just a half second late on getting the pass where it needed to be.
John Joseph will inbound on the near sideline. Bounces it in to Evans. Evans holding, given space, a minute 20 left. Now Ortiz will step out on him. They need to find a way offensively to get Ortiz the ball. Bad pass to Moore. He somehow took it away from Mendez. Double team comes, thrown down onto the baseline. Left for Anderson, coming right side. Hangs on the rim, and Casey Arsting is yelling for a basket interference. Anderson's going to get credited for the bucket. Down under the basket. Mendez blocked on a shot. Andreessen rebound, put back, blocked and fouled. Evans hit him on the body as he got a clean block up top. Second foul on Evans. Andreessen, who's 4 for 4 in this quarter from the line, has 2 shots coming. Mo Salah will come back into the game for Castle Evans, so they get another ball handler out on the floor for Cleveland as they try to hold on to this lead with 51.8 seconds remaining. 66-58 as the second foul shot is missed. Mendez almost had the rebound against Sanders. Sanders would have been the one to foul. Now Joseph will be fouled by Andreessen, his third. Double bonus on the other end of the floor. Joseph has, in the scorer's book, only got 2 points. They were both foul shots made in the second quarter. The junior guard, who stands 6 feet tall, will step up to the line. Try to add on to a 66-58 lead with 46.2 seconds remaining. Cleveland trying to get their second win of the season. Joseph gets it to roll over the front iron and in. Bulldogs at risk of losing a 3-game win streak here tonight at home against the PIL Warriors. Missed neither, excuse me. Both good. 68-58, 10-point lead is the largest of the game for Cleveland. Ortiz, 3, well off the front iron, rebounded by Salah, but he walked under the basket after the rebound. So the Bulldogs will have a baseline inbound with 36.5 seconds left. Andrew James, the football quarterback, will inbound this one. Lobs it in, Andreessen in the paint, catches, flips it back up short. Stephon Moore's got the rebound. Stephon Moore races down into the right corner. He'll slow up, he'll be fouled. And with 28.3 seconds remaining, the foul on Mendez is his 4th. No, it's, oh, they gave it to Ramirez, his 5th. I thought Mendez was the one who was going to get it. Ramirez will be the one who fouls out, finishes with 9 points in this game. 5 of 6 from the foul line. Stephon Moore. Back iron off on his front one. He's now missed 3 in a row from the charity stripe. Second one goes, 22 points for Seth On Moore. 69-58, Andreessen other end, floats one, misses. Mendez rebound, put back, he's fouled from behind by Sanders, who just fouled out of the game. Josh Sanders, though, he hit the three-pointer about a minute and a half ago on the game clock. That was the dagger right there.
Yeah, it was, and that's that's what changed everything around, got the momentum going for Cleveland, and Hermiston just didn't pick up their game to follow suit.
Gives Dondrell Campbell, the first-year head coach at Cleveland, the opportunity to do one of the favorite things for a varsity head coach. Look down to the other end of the bench, find one of the JV guys, and this time he called Robert Lyons, the 6'2 junior, in. Mendez hits the first foul shot, and he'll have one more to cut it down to 9 with 20.5 seconds remaining. Hate to admit it, but I think I got to agree with the Cleveland students that are here, the JV and freshman boys. They've got an "It's All Over" chant going, and with 20.5 seconds left, 69-60 is a very tall task. Stephon Moore will come out, replaced by Jacob Bolger. Rowan Anderson will come out, replaced by Nuruddin Hilole. It's into Salah. Salah guarded by Andrew James in the backcourt. Bolger near sideline, throws into the front court for Joseph. Joseph giving space. Hermiston is resigned to their fate. They're going to fall to 3-3. Cleveland improves to 2-2. 69-60 is our final score. And the Cleveland Warriors come from 9 down in the third quarter to beat Hermiston on their home court tonight at Hermiston High School. Sway Motors post-game show is on the way. 2 minutes and we're back here on AM 1360 KOHU.